Hey, Stukulele from Mullum here. Thanks for stopping by. This is a beginner blues lesson for the Baritone Ukulele. If you've never been here, welcome. Please go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a uke-tutorial. If you find this lesson serves you, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment below, because I love to hear from you. Okay, let's get into it. Now, the first thing we need to know for any of this stuff, the very basic building blocks of music, are notes. And we're going to be in the key of D today. So we're going to start with our D string, which is the one at the top here. And we're going to look at what makes a major scale. Now, this could be a little bit heavy going if you've never done this before, but relax, it's going to be fun. And you're going to learn something that's really important. So we'll start off here with our D note, and we're going to play the major scale, which is made up of intervals. Now, intervals are a couple of things. First and foremost, they are the distance from one note to the other. So we have our open D string. If I was to put my first finger here, that is called a semitone or a half step. If I was to put my finger here, that would be called a tone or a full step. So the scale of D major, and in fact any major scale, is made up of a pattern of intervals. So we have tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Let's do it on the top string. Pluck the string once and then play the interval of a tone, which is 2 frets. And then another tone, another 2 frets. And then a semitone, 1 fret. From there another 3 tones, tone, tone, tone. And the last one is a semitone. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do. So no one actually plays a scale up the neck like that. I mean, you know, that's not true, they do. But the easier way for us to play the scale is like this. Okay, now we understand the concept of intervals and how that a major scale is made up of a particular pattern of intervals. There's other scales in the music world and they're made up of their own particular pattern of intervals. But let's stick with the major scale. There's so much to learn with just the major scale. Now, the blues, and in fact, all music, works on the concept of tension. If you were to play a song in one chord, I think the listener would eventually get pretty bored. The idea of tension means introducing other sounds to make you want to move away from your home chord, which is the 1 chord, and then want to come back. See, can you feel how that really wants to come home to that D chord? And so someone along the line worked out that there's a great pattern of intervals that you can use of a major scale with your chords. So you've got the 1 chord, which is the D, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is your G, and then the next one up from G is A. So you've got your 1 chord, your 4 chord, your 5 chord. Hey, you've got music. You're creating enough tension and enough interest to be able to sustain the listener for a number of bars. Let me just take a moment to talk about a new feature that YouTube have started a few months back now. It's called the Super Thanks. So if you're logged in to YouTube, you can press that little heart-shaped button down there and it will give you the opportunity to donate to me so I can keep bringing these lessons to YouTube for free. Greatly appreciated if you do. Other ways that you can help out is by joining my Patreon, patreon.com/ukemullum. You could also hit my PayPal link down there in the description. So we're going to look at the 12-bar blues, which is the most common and popular version of the blues. What we do to make that work for us is start off with our 1 chord, and we're going to play 4 bars. Let me walk you through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to go to the 4 chord, which is C. 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go home back to the 1 chord. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's go to the 5 chord for 1 bar. Then the 4 chord. And back to the 1, 2, 3, 4. And the most common thing to do at this point is to go back to the 5 to signify the end of the pattern. So let's just run through that again. I'll play it with you, and I'm just doing a simple down, up stroke. Or 1, 2, 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go to the 4 chord, which is G. 2, 3, 4. 2, and back to the 1 chord. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 5 chord A. 1, 2, 4 chord G. 1, 2, 3, back to the 1, 2, 3. Finish on the 5. And so you go. So that pattern of tension and release was formed a long time ago, and that has become the basis of our Western music, that whole concept of tension and release. Now the reason it works like that is because if you look at the scale, the 5 is the furthest away you can get from the 1 chord, because if you go the other way, if you go to 6, you're actually getting closer to the 1 chord again, because the 8 is the 1. So anything past 5 is closer to the 1 chord. So the most tension you can get is using your 5 chord. So we've got D, our 5 chord is A, and back to the D. Can you feel that? The 4 chord has a bit of tension, but not as much as the 5. So it's handy to have 3 great chords to create tension. Let's do a few little things that are going to make your blues sound a bit more interesting. This is a little one that I like to use, which is called Rocking the Chord. Now the reason this works is because it's playing on another kind of tension. So we're going from our D chord and playing a B minor. Now the easy way to do this is just to use your pinky on the 4th fret of the 3rd string to make that B minor. So we've got our D to a B minor. That creates a lovely bit of tension and movement within that degree of the scale. Then we go to our 4 chord, which in this case is G. And we're going to add that finger, which in fact makes it into an E minor. And you may have noticed I actually stick my 2nd finger there to make this a G5 chord. There's no 3rd note in the chord. Just 1 and 5. So that's rocking your G chord, and then we're back to the 1 chord, and you may have noticed just then, instead of doing that shape, I flatten and put my 2nd finger here. on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. That's handy, and I'll show you why in a minute. Then we've got the A, and that's going to be an F sharp minor right there if I add my finger to the 4th fret of the top string. You hear that minor sound? And back to the 4 chord, and back to the 1. So that little move is just taking your A chord, and I'm only hitting the top 3 strings, and I'm opening it up and sliding into it. So you've got open strings, 1st fret, 2nd fret. So you've got your D shape, and you're rocking the chord on the beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You only leave your finger on just for that 1 beat. You don't hold it on for 2 beats. Which is a sound too, but in this case we're just doing it for that 1 beat. Yep. Here comes the 4th to the 4 chord. Rocking the chord. And back to the 1. So, with this one, that's a cool little boogie woogie move. So I'm putting my ring man on that note there, which is your blue note. So I'm going to make another video and explain how to play blues scales and riffing and solos that sound really cool by using your blues scale. So stay tuned for that one. So we've got what is essentially a slide and then hit the bottom strings. That's about the size of it, folks. So I hope that's got you on your way to being able to play some blues, simple blues. It's fun stuff. You can make up stuff. That's what it's for. The blues was developed so everyone could join in and jam. Hey, it's Future Stu here. I've just come back to thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. As you know, the YouTube algorithm absolutely loves that. So do I. Gold star for you. See you in the next one.
In the sun,
swirl in the sun,
and the swirl in the sky,
swirl in the sky,
and the smile on the face,
smile